Happy New Year guys, it's MaelstroM. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic start to your new year. Now, like most people, I also made a few new year resolutions, one of which is to regularly upload videos. The frequency of uploads I will determine soon enough based on how long it takes me to make this video. I'd very much like you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on the notifications bell so you are notified when I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video if you find it helpful, and let's get started. So basically, this video is the first episode in my new Call of Duty mobile series. Over the course of this series, I might change the name when I find a better alternative. You guys can also help by leaving a comment with your suggestions. I'd really appreciate it. First things first, you might have used the settings tab once or twice before. I mean, it's a universal feature integral to just about any application, and Call of Duty Mobile is no exception. If you haven't, that's also fine. I won't judge, but really, come on. In this video, I'll do my best to go over how to access the game settings as well as the settings available in the game, specifically the ones you should probably use to give you the best gaming experience. Now, if you didn't know, to access the settings tab, you tap on this little button at the top of the home screen, right beside the amount of credits you own. As you can see, I have just over 13,000 credits. Don't mistake that for the amount of CP, that's a much more expensive currency to own, and I have just about 400. In the settings tab, the first thing you come across is an option to choose which gaming style you prefer. That is the simple mode and the advanced mode. The simple mode, as you can see from the preview, is just utilizing the auto fire feature, which means the game fires your weapon for you when you hover the cursor over an enemy player. As you can see from the footage, it takes quite a bit of time for the game to process your aim at any particular moment, which means it's really not reliable enough, except on fast firing weapons at really close range. Right below the auto fire preview, you can find the tab Custom Layout, which is just the label for the interface to customize your buttons to be used in game. You can position these buttons however you like, but I wouldn't really advise you to use simple mode. It's really inconsistent and shouldn't be your setting for gaming. It might be okay when you're just starting out, but you probably should stop using it because sooner or later you'd meet way more experienced players and simple mode would just not be enough. On the right hand side, you'll see the advanced mode, and this incorporates an actual shoot button and can be used in two ways: auto ADS and hip fire. In auto ADS, the aim in action and the shoot function are both done by a single button, which is this one. Of course, there is still an aim button and a hip fire button, which excludes the aim in action, but you can choose to ignore it. Is what I'd like to say, but you probably shouldn't, because it's quite useful at point blank range when you need a bit more versatility, and aiming down your sights would be a pain. In the hip fire settings, the aim in action is manual and separated from the shoot button. To use this setting, it's common to use 3, 4 or more fingers, but that's not to say it's necessary. It's just easier because right now I do have friends who can use 2 fingers and the hip fire settings, and for the life of me I still can't understand how they manage that, but I can say it most likely has something to do with their custom button layout, which is also an available setting here, just like in the simple mode setting. The custom layouts tab we'll visit in a future video. Bear in mind that for every settings category I show you here, there are usually battle royale equivalents to the multiplayer settings. Moving on, the next tab shows basic, and it's just a bunch of settings that are dependent on your playstyle. Now, of all these settings, these are the ones I'd recommend you turn on: aim assist, quick run from prone, fixed drive fire button if you use a 3 or 4 finger layout, and have your shoot button at the top of the screen. But if you use 2 fingers, it would be better if you turn it off. We also have fixed virtual joystick position that I'll recommend you turn on, and also the ADS button for rotation, which I'm not completely sure what it's used for, so if you believe it wouldn't be okay to turn it on, you can turn it off. If you scroll down in the basic settings, we also have ADS. I use tap and hold to ADS, but it's just what's best for my playstyle. Here's what each ADS setting does. I'll recommend you don't even bother to use double tap to ADS because I have no idea what scenario it would be useful in. Now, if you scroll up some more, display left fire button is also a setting in the basic tab. It depends on your layout because it's just a hip fire button and you find it on the left side of the screen. There's also the slide while running option. I'll say only use the hold crouch while sprinting option if you are trying to get crouch kills for your knife or axe in the gold camo grind. Aside that, a big fat no to this setting. There's also the always sprint setting and sensitivity. It depends on your preference, but I like to keep it on. It helps with leaving the prone position quite easily. Gyroscope, I don't use that, but it works as a means of aiming by tilting your device in the same direction as your eyes would to adjust your aim. If you can use it, no problem with that. Just get the sensitivity right, or else this happens. The rest of these settings you can do what you like with as long as it's comfortable for you. Though on a side note, here's what FOV, which is an abbreviation for field of view, does to your gameplay. As I said earlier, for every multiplayer section setting there is an equivalent for Battle Royale. So in the next tab, there are very similar settings for Battle Royale. I'm not a Battle Royale major, but these settings are quite good enough for you to use. Next is audio and graphics, which is just what it sounds like. You can do what you want with these, but a bit of advice. Prioritize frame rate over graphics. Higher frame rates gives smoother gameplay. The next is sensitivity, which I will cover in my next video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, don't hesitate to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll have more videos linked on screen.
Click to keep watching and I'll see you there.